Welcome to Player Ratings as we discuss today's 5-2 hammering of West Ham United. I'm joined here for the Player Ratings today by T. We want to hear your ratings, so if you can, please leave your comments on your ratings in the comments below.
For
T man, how
sure.
you doing, man?
Sure. Man, I'm good, man. It's been a good Sunday, Patrick. Like we talked about, as people know, the big win from Palace, like convincing win, not just
Convincing.
a
Yeah.
win, a convincing win. We talked about Molenbeek, got a very important win. So it's been a good day, man.
Botafogo won today,
Yeah,
5-1.
but
I mean,
Botafogo got a 5-1 win. Yeah,
good
I,
day, good
I
day,
did.
good day for
What happened with Lyon and PSG? I didn't see.
the PSG beat them. I think they beat them 4-1.
4-1. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, it's PSG.
yeah. So let's get to the first player. Dean Henderson, I gave him a 4. You gave him a 5.5. Simple for me. He was gonna get a
Oof.
standard 6 for me, honestly. He had nothing to do. He didn't have one single save the entire match. I
Yeah.
thought he was fine as long as long passing, he was fine. But on the first goal, could he have been a little bit stronger? Yes. But I don't want him to get injured trying to battle Mitchell
Right.
up 4-1. But the
Right.
second goal, yeah, it was bouncing for Mitchell, but you really can't allow that to happen. Thank God it was 5-1 at the time. So, but honestly, I was giving the standard 6 until the own goal. But what about you, T?
You know what, man? Initially, I gave him the 5.5, and I feel like maybe I was a little bit generous. And I think I think that was because I was doing my match ratings after a big win. I was in a good mood.
Yeah,
Like at the very beginning, I'm like, shoot, everybody's getting nines. But so I think I could be swayed to go a little bit lower because I think very much along the lines of you standard 6 up until the own goal situation
right.
where you I think you take off probably a full point if not more, like in the situation you went
Gotcha.
down
Yep.
to 4. I think I probably would have been, and now that I think about it at that time, it's probably more on that 4.5 to 5 range,
That's fair.
yeah, I mean, because you know if you think about it, it's like if it's a close game with that type of mistake, it's a death
Agree.
sentence. But at the same
Yeah.
time, maybe that mistake doesn't happen if he's not so lax because of the bleed that we already have. I don't know,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
you know,
Again, just to be clear, I have no problem with Henderson. I think he's done a very good job since
you're
Johnson's
one of
been
the
injured.
few
So
you're one of the
it,
few guys on
I've been,
our
I've been,
pod and on a lot
I've
of other
been, I've
pods
been, I've
that have
been, I've been,
supported
yeah,
Dean Henderson.
yeah. I got no issue with him. Like I said, I'd rather have him in there than um our third string goalkeeper. So
For
and to me,
sure.
he's
Oh,
done he had a
absolutely.
great game against Liverpool. So
Yeah.
let's move
Yeah.
on to our wonderful right wing back, Daniel Munoz. I gave him an 8. You gave him an 8.5. Listen, man, if you haven't had a chance, if you get the Palace program, people, please check out the article in today's program on Daniel Munoz. It's a fantastic article. Um, Again, brilliant by him today. He had 113 touches of the ball today, the most of any Palace player. I don't remember any
Yeah.
player ever even having over 100 before
That's
in
a
a game.
lot of that's a lot
And
of
he's a
touches.
wing back. He was a wing
Yeah.
back. He was
Yeah.
there for the own goal. Would have tapped it in if Emerson hadn't put it in. 80% passing, won 10 duels, the most in the match. He's been fantastic. And we focused on what I love today, tactically wise. Instead of focusing more on the left, it was more on the right side today with Munoz. His relationship with Olise has been brilliant. I'll give shout out to D. D said when Olise gets a wing back that can play with him, a white back, he'll be, and we see what's going
It's going
on.
to be
So
crazy. It's going to be
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. I had the 8.5 for him. Um, it's refreshing. Like I feel like after everything we've been through with the
yeah.
right back, the right wing back position,
Oh
man,
yeah, yeah.
like to finally have him is breath of fresh air type of thing. Like
It is.
he shows why he's a Colombian international. He shows why he started a lot of games for them for his country. And I could go out on a limb and say that he's probably like pound for pound the best signing of the winter in the Premier League as far as
Oh,
like production and value. Like
got
think
you.
about what we paid for him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people want to throw Wharton out there, which makes sense, but we paid a pretty penny for him too. So thank goodness that we're getting the production out of him because we spent. I mean, what did we get? Did we get Munoz for like 8 million, something like that?
8.6, I think it was. Yeah, it was a pittance. Honestly, it was a pittance compared to how what he played. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, he's already for me. He's already outplayed what we've invested in him, and he's probably already worth 2 to 3 times what we bought him for. So
I
shout out to
I
Munoz. Long
I
may it rain.
I agree. Let's go on to our left wing back, Tyreek Mitchell. I gave him a 7. You gave him a 7.5. Floyd had a very solid game, getting
Mhm.
forward, 84% passing, had a couple of shots. Again, the only issue was honestly was the own goal, and again that's just because he played a poor
Mhm.
pass. But I thought overall
Yeah.
very solid. Again, people talked about would he flourish in the Glasner system. I think he's showing that he can. I mean, again,
Yeah.
come down to me, good coaching. What about your thoughts on Mitchell?
I tell you what, without the role he played in the own goal, and if he gets one of those shots on goal on target, you might be talking about 8.5. Like
Right,
once he gets his shooting boots, once he really gets more comfortable with taking shots. I mean, when's the last time you saw Tyreek Mitchell have 2 shots in a match? I don't think I've ever seen him have 2 shots in a match.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he gets shooting boots, he starts to become an actual goal scoring threat because he's going to get left. Like he was, I think on one of those, he was just over there by himself. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to see how he progresses in this system.
I
But
agree. Next, let's
yeah,
go to our left center back. Chris Richards back in lineup today because unfortunately Jefferson Lerma is injured, as is Joe Ward. But today I thought he was, man, he plays so well. Listen, man, you and I T same on in the same. People judge him way too quickly. He's playing out of position DM as a right back. He is a center half, can play in a 3, can play in a 2. Played really well today. Shut down Kudos. Made a great slide tack on him. Played really well today. I mean, I think he had
mhm.
let's look at the numbers. 94% passing accuracy today. 3 or 4 aerial duels, one good in the air. Played really well today. What are your thoughts on Chris Richards?
Chris Richards, stand on business, Chris. Every time he plays, that man contributes at a high level. Y'all should be our fan base should be happy that he was able to step in the times that he did in the positions that he did and hold it down. We talking about a classy guy that once again, similar to Munoz, we got for nothing in comparison to a lot of other center backs. 12 million, I believe, for Chris
Right.
Richards, man. Every time that dude plays, he puts in a shift. Like, hey, he's all good with me, man.
And the thing is, he stepped in. Remember, he'd been out for a while. Stepped right back in, plays the entire
Goes
match, and
90, goes
yep,
90 against
like he had
Kudus.
exactly. Very well
And
played
gave
by
and
yeah,
gave Muhammad Kudus nothing. In his
nothing.
first
Yeah.
match back, goes full 90 off a knee injury. Come on, man. What are we talking about next?
Right center back. Man, Nathaniel Klein. I spoke last week, man. The fact that he's able to step in a position he's never played in his life before and do as well, and then
Mhm.
to do it again, follow up
Yeah.
again. Credit to him, man. We are down to bare bones center half wise. He did a great job today. Klein, solid defensively, good going forward. There was a time when the link up play between him, Olise, and Munoz. He was playing as like a right winger ahead
He
of
was
even Munoz.
forward. He got
Yeah,
forward a lot farther. Yeah, I
yeah.
saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
four
saw
out of
that.
four tackles, won for the most in the game. Two out of 4 area duels, 84% passing for Nathaniel Klein. Great job. Your thoughts on Klein, T?
It's funny because we're talking about a position like you said he's never played before,
Never.
but it fits him well. Like he can do really well in that position. The fact that he's got good passing acumen. Yes, he's not as fast as he used to be, but playing in that wide center back role, he doesn't have to be super fast anymore. But he still has the ability to push forward. He's still a pretty good one-on-one defender, winning duels. I mean, 2 out of 4 in the air for a guy his size is actually pretty impressive. So once again, with him, similar to what we just talked about, Richards, man, he steps in to a position he's not accustomed to playing, and he puts in shifts. Like they could have played Joe Ward today. They
Yeah,
decided not to
exactly.
because of how well Nathaniel Klein has been playing in these last two matches. And don't be surprised if Wednesday comes and we're at Newcastle and Nathaniel Klein is at right center back once again. Like shout out to him, man.
Yeah. There isn't. I apologize. There's no graphic for the next player, which is Joachim Anderson. It's not there. But T, what did you give? What do you remember giving Anderson?
Let me check my phone. I believe I gave him a 8.5, 8.5 as well.
Same for me. I mean, just brilliant today, man. Listen, captain's armband the last two matches has
Yeah,
really
yeah.
taken him to another level. He's back there again with the Klein on his right side, he's not from a position, gets him through the game. An assist on the Olise, a great cross on Olise's header,
That was a
great
great
ball.
cross.
What I really liked, I watched the Glasner post game, and he was saying how what Anderson's bringing from a attacking standpoint, he's breaking the line with passes. He did it. He said he did it 4 times. He broke lines with passes to Ebbs, which created
Yep,
so many opportunities for us. I mean,
yep.
again, 65 completed passing, 81% passing accuracy, 3 chances created. I mean, just a really good game. Like this, Anderson played really well today. But what are your thoughts on Anderson?
I think that three at the back with Anderson in the center fits him so well as a sweeper because
Right.
he has that ability to push into this to the midfield a little bit,
Yep.
to be
And
a little
create
bit more
another person
aggressive.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good pass
to
for the
be a little
ball.
bit more
Yep.
aggressive. Yeah, to be that almost that third midfielder at times. But he can push forward with the confidence that he has two guys that are having his back as well. So I think it's a system that benefits him a lot. And he has the dribbling ability, the passing acumen to be a factor there. Like, super happy with Anderson, man. Super
I
happy.
agree. Let's move into our midfield. Let's go start with first with Will Hughes. I gave him a 7.5, gave him an 8. Again, I think our fan base is very quick to criticize players, not give him a chance. I think Will Hughes, I mean, again, I saw him in person. If you get him in the right position, he'll be fine. And I criticized him in the past because I thought when he was played as a 10, he looked so out of place.
Yeah.
Credit
Mhm.
again to the manager, found the position that works for him so well. He is so perfect in that position because
Yeah.
he bites at your heels. He make the tackle. Took a yellow card today. He had a cross for the Emerson own goal. That was a cross that was a huge
For the
cross.
own goal. Yep. Yep.
Exactly. 6 out of 7 ground duels, 62 touches, and T 94% passing accuracy. 94%. He was really good today. And
Never
again,
in my life would I ever expect to see Will Hughes with a 94% passing accuracy unless
I
he had
agree.
like 3 passes in a match. Like, what are we talking? But you know what? I think the more I watch Glasner's system, the more I understand why Will Hughes is there now.
And why is that?
Because unlike a lot of two-man midfield systems, his two-man midfield system, they have clear defined
Find
roles
roles.
of
Yeah, good
what you're
point.
supposed to. Usually you'll see that with a midfield three, where there are clear defined roles a lot of times. A lot of times in a two, it's just they're kind of interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? And they're
Right.
kind of,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
he has specific things that he wants from one midfielder, and specific things he wants from the other midfielder. When it's Lerma or when it's Hughes, he wants that guy all over the pitch, touching every blade of grass,
There you
harassing
go.
guys, getting
Yep.
in on tackles, either flipping the play or stopping the play. And Wharton's more of the conductor, spraying the ball around, finding passes, being creative. So in that sense, now I see why. There was times we were asking, well, why are they starting Hughes? Why aren't they giving Hamada a start? Because Hamada's not that. He doesn't fit that role. He's
Gotcha.
not the touch every blade of grass, do the dirty work, stick a foot in. He's not that type of midfielder. And that midfield too, you got to have that guy over there. So I see now, and Hughes does that. So shout out to him,
Gotcha.
solid game.
Next player, Adam Wharton. Brilliant display by him. I gave him 8.5, gave him a 9. Listen, man, I'm running out of things to say about Adam Wharton as a football player. He's just brilliant, and he's only
Mm-hmm.
20 years old. Just turned 20 a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Great passing. again, what I really, really like, and I can talk about, all of his qualities is the ability to link up with Eze and Olise to create that
Mhm.
passer. He'll
Yep.
find Mateta. He can find Mitchell at one side. He can find Muse on the other side. His vision, like I told D, he's a player to play. He scans very well. He knows when he gets the ball where it's going to go next. He doesn't have to control, look around who's open. No, he knows when I get the ball that I know because I saw a second earlier that Ebbs was wide open or is open and can
Yep.
take the ball on the turn. So brilliant by him today. Really well, really, really well today. I hope the injury isn't too bad, but to me, you gave him a 9. I could either give a 9. He was really good today.
The reason why I say the 9, Patrick, is just he's such a clean player.
Oh yeah.
He's just like what is he, 20? Is he 20 now?
He just turned
He's
20. He was
just
19 when he came here. He's 20 now. Yep.
he's just so smooth, man. Like, and his passing is so adept.
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
I was watching. I'm like, man, this dude, like, he might have the Kevin De Bruyne type passing abilities in a few years here. Like, he's that good when it comes to passing. And I feel the same way I feel about him as the way I feel about Tyreek Mitchell. If they get shooting boots, they're gonna go to another level.
Gotcha.
Like, if he just gets that into his game where he can snap off a long one and put it in, like, maybe play into the box every now and again. He starts getting that part of his game. There's no telling how much money that guy can go for. Like, I man, Dougie, how did you do it, man?
We
Dougie,
won't
you
have
are
him
a
for long.
legend.
I'm happy he's here, but I'm gonna enjoy every minute of him,
You got
Olise,
to.
Eze
You
on the
got
pitch
to.
because
You got
it's
to.
great, great times.
You
We went to
got
our
to.
front three, and I gave the front three the highest mark because they were brilliant today. So first, let's go with Eberechi Eze. I gave him a 9.5. You gave him a 9. Listen, man. First, what a finish for the goal.
Yeah. Whew.
From the Mateta. I mean, he could have headed it, but why head it when you can do a ridiculous volley like that? I'll take the volley every time. Um,
Yeah.
Completed most dribbles in the game for 90% passing accuracy, um, 7 total shots. Probably could have scored a couple more. Uh, 71 touches. And what I like also is that Glazer is managing him really well. Him and Olise, when he feels like
Yeah.
he's getting a little bit fatigued, you take him out, just rest him up. But I thought Ebbs today was brilliant, involved in every goal except for the own goal.
The own goal.
Eze
Yeah.
and Olise were involved in all 4 of the other goals. Brilliant today. What about you? Oh, by the way, and he nutmegged a player for the second goal for Mateta. Wow, sweet.
And it
So
was
anyway,
and it was just easy too. Like,
yeah,
he barely
light
even
work,
tried to
light
just
work.
put it
Yeah,
through. Just something light. Like, but I just want to first I just want to give a shout out to all those Palace Twitter heads that said that Eze doesn't perform against the good teams.
well, I'm part of that, so you can say that to me too. I was saying that, so
I'm
you
just
that
saying. I
was too
mean,
bad.
if there's any other way to be silenced, I appreciate it happening this way. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
hundred
saying?
percent, hundred
I
percent.
mean, like, and similar to you, how you just scored them all really high. I felt like each one of those guys, like, they were one more play away from being like a 9, 5, 10 for me. Like, one more goal, one more assist, man.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you, I think a lot of people say with Ebbs, it's like, oh, he's only good. He can only play when Elise is there. I don't think it's necessarily that. I just think it's the fact that he just needs to not do it all himself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's got somebody that can, Elise takes weight off of him, which makes his life easier.
I think you're right, but the stats do say that when they play together, they score
Oh,
more
they're
assists.
amazing together. They
So
are,
I know
like,
what you're
and
saying.
they
I know what
and
you're
they
saying.
and you can tell that they play for each other. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
They're looking for each other. They're playing for each other. So shout out to Ebbs, man. Hope we can get that same production midweek, man.
Yeah. His other number 10, his partner, Michael Lisa, I gave him a 9.5, gave him a 9. Like I said, I thought the front three of Eze, Olise, and Mateta were brilliant today. It's
That
a
link
shame
up,
again we won't see
their
them.
link up is just, ugh,
Yeah. It's a shame we won't see
man.
them for much longer because one of the three or two of the three are gonna be leaving. But for Olise, great goal with the header, 88% passing accuracy, an assist on
Mm-hmm.
the Mateta goal,
Go.
4
Yep.
shots
Yep.
in total, 77 touches. And again, what I love is that Glasner, when he realized that he might be, whatever fatigue, took him out so he wouldn't get injured.
Yep.
The link up play between Olise and Munoz is absolutely phenomenal. Throwing that, like I said, with Wharton and Mateta and Ebbs, it was great to see. And listen, I get that West Ham were not at their best today. In fact, they were very poor, probably
Yeah,
very down from losing in the Europa League. Also,
yeah.
they had some key injuries, but we made them look like a championship team today. We really did. Your thoughts on Olise?
Smooth, smooth. Like Elise makes it look easy, man.
Yep.
And it's almost poetic getting to see him work with an overlapping right wing back, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, the runs, the plays, like the one touch game. Our one touch game is getting amazing. Like, and I'm talking about that with Mateta in a second. But yeah, man, I love it. I love it, and the fact that he's not having to go full 90s yet, to where we're not overworking him or
Yep.
anything like that is awesome. And I think he came out today. Was it around the 68th minute or something like that, maybe? So
Yep. 67, 68 minutes subbed off. Yeah, exactly. So,
yep. So
and our final starter, Jean-Philippe Mateta. I gave him a 9.5. You gave him a 9. Honestly, I could have given him a 10.
yeah,
Listen,
you
man,
could.
he was improving under Hodgson. There's no doubt. Got to give him credit, but under Glasner, next level. Because not only is the hold up play very good, but you're going to mention again
Mhm.
his link up play is ridiculous with Ebbs and
It
Olise.
just,
It's like
the
they're running.
one touch link up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it's something you see. Obviously, they train. They do it. Guy had 2 goals today. You could say he had an assist too because that shot that he had was the one that Ebb scored from,
Yep.
and he just played. I mean, again, what is it? 9 goals now in the league and 3 in the
Yep.
cup. That's 12 double digits. He'll probably get. Hopefully, I really hope he gets 10 in the league, even more. Listen, you know me. I've been a big supporter of his, and again, I just think that our family's a little impatient with him. No, he's not a superstar, but he's proving now to be a very capable Premier League striker. And under
Hmm.
under Oliver Glasner can be even more than that. We talked in the past how Glasner turned around certain strikers, Kolomwani, into
Kolomwani.
right.
Um, who's the other guy? The other striker he had.
The
Um,
guy from Man United, right?
but
The tall Dutch guy. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he has the ability to
not,
make average strikers very
yeah.
competent. And I would say that Mateta has gone to another level on the Glasner. What are your thoughts on Mateta?
I think the Mateta we have now that we're seeing now was the one that we were expecting to get when we bought him, when we got him on loan originally.
Interesting.
Um, I think style of play matters a lot for him. It really does. Like, and unfortunately, the styles of play and the trust from the manager prior just wasn't there consistently enough to see his best football. But I think
Right.
you're really seeing it now. I don't know if it's the fact that you know Glasner has Bundesliga experience and he has like a scheme that fits what Mateta shines and can do. But
So let's go move on to the subs. First, Ahmed, I gave him a 7. You gave him a 6. Honestly, I could have given him a 6 also. But what I did like about him was he came on, took an early yellow card, and had like 90% passing. Listen, I think he's better off in that position in center midfield, but he didn't do anything spectacular, so it's probably basically a standard 6. But any thoughts on Ahmed?
I thought he did well coming in. I mean, I just don't think there was. It's one of those things where it's like we don't need you to be a world beater. Just come
Right.
in, be consistent enough, like 90% passing, complete your passes.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Tough situation with taking that yellow, but I felt like he had a solid appearance, and I thought that was good enough.
I'm with you. Jordan Ayew again, standard 6. Wins a couple of fouls, doesn't really do anything much, but again, I got no issue with what he did today. Anything you want to talk about with He did create a half chance for Schlupp actually when he came on real quick, but that was about it really. So,
Yeah, I
any
mean,
thoughts on
I
Jordan?
don't. Yeah, I mean, no real thoughts on Jordan. I mean, I thought he was decent enough. I mean, there was times I forgot he was out there. I don't think that. I'm not saying that's a bad
Yeah,
thing,
that's fine.
especially with the way the game was by the time he got on. But yeah, standard 6, all good.
Yeah, Jared came on for 10 minutes, a little bit longer than that. You just again help see out the game. What about anything on Jared?
I mean that's what you want. Come on, do your job, see the match out. No crucial mistakes. anything like that, we're good.
Jeffrey Schlupp again came on late, saw out the game. Nothing that really stood out with Schlupp either. Anything you want to bring up with Jeffrey Schlupp?
I almost NA'd him because I felt like, I didn't feel like he didn't play very long, but
It wasn't long, 10 minutes for Eze, but
Yeah.
he
but
did come on.
you
We
know,
don't right. We don't have Edwards. Again, I'll probably give him a standard 6 again. He was trying to get
Yeah.
involved with some link-up
Yeah.
play. I like the fact that he's getting involved. Obviously, he scored the goal a couple of matches back when he came under sub. But any thoughts on Edwards?
No, I think it was another good sub performance from him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him bag maybe a couple more goals before this season's over with.
I agree.
Because I mean, when he gets on the pitch, he plays well. He's really good at finding spaces and things. And now with a more attacking wingback play, I think that gives him a lot more chances to get those fox in the box type finishes, kind of like what we saw from Mateta.
A quick thought: we have a game Wednesday. Would you think about maybe a squad rotation starting maybe Ayew and Edouard for Wednesday versus Newcastle? They have been getting minutes, so they're not going to be stale.
The reason why I will be okay with it, Patrick, is because we've been able to win 2 in a row.
There you go. Okay, my thoughts.
You know what I'm saying? I think if we were more desperate for points, in a more desperate point situation,
right,
I would possibly think about keeping things as is. But no, I would be fine with some rotation in there, depending on who, what, and when and where. Yeah,
right.
Be interested to see if anybody can make their way back into the rotation to the lineup too. Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I would be okay with it.
No graphic for him, but again, I'm the manager of Glasgow. I'm giving him a 10, and I'll tell you why very quickly. One, tactically set up absolutely beautifully today. You got Richards in there, hadn't been in there, slots right in, no problem. Weren't sure about Hughes, but Hughes was able to go back in there. And again, the link-up play between Ebbs and Wharton and Mateta and Lisa was on point. Again, love the fact he used all 5 subs again. Got Elisa out of there, Eze out of there, getting guys some minutes. People like Gyro, those are not going to be major players in our season, but you got to get them involved. Other managers just left them rotting on the bench, and then when they needed them, they couldn't perform. So I got to give him I think today again is the first time all season. I can't remember saying this. We won 2 in a row. So glad to get a 10 for me. What about you two?
It's a perfect 10 for me too, Patrick. I mean, the thing is, there's multiple layers to the reason why he gets a 10. I think one of the things that really, really stands out for me right now is the system, man. If this is what it can look like, if this is how we can play, you know how exciting that is. I agree. I was, for lack of a better term, giddy watching us play. You know what I'm saying?
We're scratching the surface too. We're just scratching the surface, which is very
exactly because we're not even. First of all, we're not full strength with this squad that he has. We're not full strength, and we're playing like that against a Liverpool and a West Ham. We also haven't had a true transfer window for him to bring in players that he deems fit, accessible. So, seeing those things and the way we can come out and play like that, man, it's unbelievable. His man management so far has been incredible, with bringing Elise back into the fold, and watching his minutes and Eze's minutes, so that there's no risk of re-injury. I feel like probably the way that they're training has made a huge difference as well, and that's another reason. That's a whole nother layer of the scoring. So at this point, man, right now, a lot of people say, there's not a lot on the line for us at this point. It's
gotcha.
It's not a lot to see, or season's over. It's nah, man, I'm actually really excited to see this team play next. And that's what I want. I don't care that we're in 14th place right now. I don't care the fact that us getting the 13th or 12th isn't realistic. It's about the fact that come Wednesday, I'm going to be parked somewhere excited to watch my squad play. And I think that's what matters the most.
Yeah. Well, that's the pay ratings for a great win over West Ham. Thanks, T, for joining me. Remember, we've got a big match coming up against Newcastle midweek. There'll be an opposition preview being dropped by D, who was away but still working hard. I'll be doing the match preview tomorrow. They'll be dropping soon. But again, great win today. But for me, Patrick, it's a T. Basically, up the Palace.